Hi, I'd like to talk about the tonight's fight between Sergio Martinez and Paul Williams. I think the first fight, I'll be quite candid, I felt Williams was robbed. He was clearly the aggressor, and this is typical in boxing these days. People, I understand it's a subjective sport, but I think blind men could have scored the fight better. No way that was a draw. I clearly thought Williams not only brought the fight to him and allowed himself to be exposed, he fought a knock me out kind of fight. So Martinez could afford to be slick and counter. Marvin Hagler used to make comments about fighters make the fight. You can look pretty and be slick and make the other guy look bad, but Martinez should have fought more. Williams brought everything to him. There's no way that he lost that fight. Now, part of the problem with this fight is Williams has to be wondering, what does he have to do to get a fair shake in the world of boxing? He's an outstanding fighter. He reminds me so much of I forget his name. He was called the uncrowned middleweight champ from a long time ago. He had a this kind of style. I forget his name. Unfortunately, he was a middleweight also, and no one ever really gave him any chances down the stretch. You know, people like Mosley, Taylor, other individuals fought him, and but early on in his career, when he did so well, a lot of people avoided him, and it was a shame. Williams is a Tommy Hearns with stamina. The problem with Williams is he's too sloppy. He really needs to become more of a polished, put that jab out there steadily. You have height, stand up, Williams, put that jab and stick it in there, and then throw your volume punches off that. He is a very, very exciting fighter. I thought the cut in the Pavlik fight really opened up the door, if you will, for Martinez. If the fight is scored properly, and these days you really can't say that with very many fights. Fights are not scored properly. I think a fighter has a right to expect a fair and just decision. I mean, if he whoops you, he whoops you. And I think fighters can do a lot to stop this nonsense. If you know you did not win, don't stand there like you won. Fighters need to be held accountable also. That's one thing I liked about Mike Tyson. I remember when he fought Razor Ruddock, he knew that was a controversial decision. He not only said so, he said he didn't like the way that fight ended, and he gave him another fight. I mean, he was about to, but then they decided that they were going to fight Douglas, and then boom. But at least he acknowledged that was not fair. Fighters have to do that. I've seen fighter after fighter know they didn't win the fight. Now, Juan Diaz gave his prediction, and that was all great, Juan, but I lost respect for Juan Diaz when he fought Paulie Malignaggi. That first fight, he knows darn well that he did not win that fight. So from that perspective, I lost respect for him as a fighter. Because deep down inside, and you can say, well, it's in the heat of battle, but he knows he lost. And he should have said so. I listened to his commentary, and so I look at him very differently now. And as you can clearly see, when Diaz does fight people, but his record was puffed up, and when he fought real tough fighters, you could see he's on the decline in his last 4 or 5 fights. It is what it is. But if all things are done fair. I see Paul Williams winning. And remember, when Williams, I haven't seen many rematches. He did have one where he knocked the fella out quickly. So hopefully he will do the same. But Williams needs to learn. It's on the table. Put the jab out there, a strong jab, and stop looking so sloppy. Martinez is right there. And the referees need to take off the blinders. I remember back in the days, you got star points for bringing the fight. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a decent fight. If both guys walked around in a circle and neither guy would want to throw punches, I mean, the counter puncher is going to look well. Williams needs to throw volume, back Martinez up, and just go at him. But the kind of chances that he takes, he leaves himself very wide open to be countered. And so he definitely needs to stop being so sloppy. Waiting in, we leave himself very, very wide open. That is just not good. So I hope that Williams does win, and take it from there. So thank you for listening and commenting before I sign off. I think Glenn Johnson did an excellent job. Alan Green, no comment, but it is what it is. Thank you, and enjoy your day. This is Michael Robinson. Thank you.